guys, welcome back to Alani's storytelling. Today we're reading part 2 of David and Goliath. And if you haven't watched the first part, make sure you go watch it before you watch this one. So we left off at page 14. And here's what it looks like. Let's start. David's big brothers hid behind their shields and began to tremble. "Who is brave enough to fight that giant?" they cried. Then David stepped forward. "I will fight them," he said bravely. His brothers stared in disbelief. "You?" they laughed. "How can a little boy like you fight a giant?" "I may be little," replied David, "but with God's help, I can do big things." Try as they might, the brothers could not change David's mind, so they took him to see King Saul. That's right. I don't know which page he said it, but with God's help, he can do big things. And so can you. King Saul couldn't believe his ears when he heard what David wanted to do. "You're just a shepherd boy," he exclaimed. "Goliath will cut you into little pieces." David smiled. "God helped me protect my sheep, and he will help me fight Goliath too. Please let me try." At last, the king agreed. "Wear my armor to protect yourself," he offered, but David shook his head. "It's much too big," he replied. "God will be my armor." Thud, thud, thud. The ground shook as Goliath stepped forward to fight. "Where is your champion?" he roared, shaking his fist. "Here I am," yelled David, shouting up at the giant. "Oh, oh, 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 ha, 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 ha." Goliath, I don't know how to say this, goofed with laughter. "That's a good joke. They sent a boy to fight me. Ha, 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 ha." It's kind of mean. Guys, who do you think's going to win? Goliath or David? I think David. The Israelites began to shiver and shake with fear. This was a stupid idea. Why did they ever think David could fight Goliath? But David was not afraid. "Goliath is right," he cried. "I am just a boy, but I have God with me. He helped me fight wild bears and lions, and he will help me fight Goliath too." All of a sudden, David didn't seem so funny anymore. Goliath shook his fist and gave an almighty roar. "Israelites, prepare to become our slaves." Uh-oh. Looks like Goliath is mad now. Very quietly, David took a smooth stone from his pouch. Very calmly, he loaded it into his sling. Very carefully, he took aim. David spun the sling around his head. Ping! Before Goliath had even raised his spear, the stone flew out of the sling and struck him. Thump! Right in the middle of his forehead. Whiz, whiz, whiz. Ping! Thump. Wow. Guys, we were right. He did win. Goliath fell to the ground in a heap of armor. David had won the battle. For a moment, there was silence. Then a huge cheer went up. David's brothers cheered. The other Israelite soldiers cheered. Even King Saul cheered. "Hooray!" they all cried. "Hooray for David, the giant slayer!" Look, everybody's running away. After the battle, King Saul took David back to his palace. Everyone cheered for David, the giant killer. That was the very first battle that David won, but it wasn't the last. He grew up to be a great soldier and even became king of Israel when Saul died. But no matter how important David became, he never forgot the lesson he had learned. That with God's help, even the smallest person could do big things. That's right. Alright guys, that's all for today. But I really like this book because there's a big lesson, there's a big lesson for it. That you can do anything with God, and problems and bullies you may face every day. They're your Goliaths, but everybody can be David, and don't be a Goliath. And yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.